This coming Saturday will be the 4th of July, one of the few dates of the year where residents of the New World get the date in the correct order. Americans celebrate Independence Day as the day they were freed from the tyranny of Great Britain, and rightly so. And since Donald Trump became president, we've also learned many of the battles took place at American airports. But this year, there will also be calls for a cautious celebration here in the UK, because with the easing of lockdown, pubs will be allowed to reopen, even though many people fear it'll lead to a second spike in the coronavirus pandemic. Some people have expressed concern that establishments selling alcohol are going to reopen on a Saturday. And I can understand that, because even though the majority of British people observe the rules of the lockdown and continue to practice social distancing, our less intelligent men and countrywomen will be flooding into city centres in their hoodies and fucking football shirts. If you go to any major city in mainland Europe, you'll find a bar which is set up to cater specifically for certain types of British tourists. Usually it'll just be called something like the pub. And these bars serve two purposes. Firstly, they cater to the needs of the average mouth-breathing troglodyte British tourist. I want to get a proper pint and I don't like the food, fucking foreign muck. And secondly, it segregates these arseholes from everyone else. Now, many people collect miniature soldiers, which they paint in exquisite detail. And if you're a 27-year-old virgin, you may also be into Warhammer. However, in Japan, some people collect miniature figurines of English football hooligans. That's what the rest of the world thinks of us and our culture when it comes to drinking. And we're going to open up all the pubs that have been closed for months at the same time. So what has the head of the Metropolitan Police Force said to the British public? What is her advice? Be calm, be sensible. 'Cause that's gonna fucking happen. And the 4th of July is also when electric hire scooters, or e-scooters, are being licensed for use in the UK, supposedly to free up the strain on public transport. E-scooters are a common sight in many European cities and parts of the USA. And everywhere they're used, they are a fucking menace. The idea is simple. You simply find a scooter, scan an app on your phone, ride it as far as you need to go at speeds of up to around 15 miles an hour, and when you reach your destination, you then scan the app again and take a photograph of it to complete your payment and prove you haven't damaged the vehicle. Whereas, in reality, you can ride like a fucking maniac, creating carnage wherever you go, hitting pedestrians and parked cars, crashing the thing, and when you've finished with it, you take a picture of another scooter that hasn't been damaged. And the companies that operate these e-scooters are pretty much immune from prosecution, because in the terms and conditions, the rider effectively signs a waiver saying they are responsible for any damage caused, and also they take responsibility if they wrap it round a tree or go straight into a fucking lorry. I'm guessing that any scooter registered on the 4th of July will have been stolen by the 5th of July, and they will be the new weapon of choice for street mugging, because currently they use stolen mopeds, but you can hear a petrol engine coming, whereas an electric motor is much more effective if you want to throw acid into the face of a rival gang member or beat up an old woman. So this Saturday, the pubs reopen and e-scooters, a method of transport never before tried in the UK, will be available. Hey! Fuck the taxi, I'm going home on one of them. Add to that Black Lives Matter protests and counter-protests, or statue wars as I now think of it, and I believe we have the recipe for the perfect storm. So this Saturday, I'll be staying at home.